another investment in Montgomery's people, which was made possible by investing nearly $3 million of local and federal funding into Montgomery public transportation infrastructure. We often talk about the bus boycott and what changed around here, but what has not changed as needed has been our access to public transportation. And this is something that has been a priority of ours since coming in as administration, to make sure that we invest in public transit for those who need it and depend on it, from increasing the amount of bus shelters and benches and bus stops to also investing in our fleet. And we believe public transportation is important because it serves as the biggest economic inhibitor of those who are trying to get from one level economically to the next. It serves as a challenge and an obstacle because many people who want to work just don't have a dependable vehicle or dependable car to get them to work. And by investing in our infrastructure, we break down some of those barriers to those who really want to be a part of the workforce and those who really want to improve their lives for themselves and for their families. Now, this investment includes 5 large new 26-passenger public transit buses at a cost of $469,000 each, 2 smaller 20-passenger buses at a cost of $122,000 each, and 3 non-passenger micro-transit vans at a cost of $92,500. These new buses and our new micro-transit vehicles will increase ridership, service, and efficiency for the M customers. The micro-transit system will run from downtown to the airport, but that's only where it will start. It will expand to other parts of our community soon thereafter. But the big piece is that the system will operate through an app or web-based phone interface like Uber or Lyft or other interfaces like that. So if you've got a phone app, then you'll be able to download the app for the M as well. Now the goal is to cover as much of Montgomery, our frequency, and we want to make sure that if someone down at one of the new employers in the Montgomery Industrial Park, at Manna Beverages or any of the companies there, Hyundai, which is across the highway, they can get there. Or if they need to get to a doctor's appointment, if they need to get to a school, if they need to go shopping, that they can do those things in a realistic amount of time. So as with any transportation or development investment, today's announcement is based on recommendations that have come from the community, that have come from the public. Our Envision Montgomery 2040 plan, our Montgomery United transition plan, all of them emphasize a need to invest in public transportation. And so this has become incorporated into the city's transit development plan, and there's a public hearing on that final draft plan tonight. Of course, we also want to thank President Biden and his administration for investing in infrastructure, investing in trains, buses, electric vehicles, airports, boats, rivers, waterways, all of those things which have been neglected from Washington, D.C. all the way to Montgomery, Alabama. And so this is part of what those improvements look like in our community. Now I want to thank the M team, the General Manager, Sam Tinsley, Assistant General Manager, Doug Pack, our drivers, and everyone who contributes to the maintenance and operation of this network. It cannot be done just with the mayor alone or with Sam or even Robert Smith or any of us. It takes a team to make this work. All of the folks that play a role in this, we say thank you because you're improving Montgomery as a city. You're improving our chances to bring better mobility to people who need it for the bare essentials of life. And that's what this investment is about. And so we continue to listen, and we want to continue to work toward delivering a best-in-class operation that creates a more connected and more accessible community. These things are needed when it comes to economic development and economic opportunity, no different than anything else. It does a person no good that they have all the skills, but we can't get them from point A to point B. So we want to continue to invest in public transit. We're going to continue to invest in this system, and we're going to continue to serve our community with aggressive goals and objectives to change not just how we talk about the bus system in the past, but how we talk about public transit in the present and in the future moving forward. And so with that, I want to call up our plan director, Robert Smith, to bring some words on some other initiatives that have been launched as well. Robert.
Thank you, Mayor Reed. Good morning. I'm Robert Smith, City Planning Director here at the City of Montgomery. It's good to be here this morning. I'm glad the rain has held off. I hope it holds off long enough for us to finish, and then it can come down the way that it wants to. This has basically been almost 3 years in the making for the implementation of our COVID-19 stimulus funds for our public transit system. The federal government announced a Coronavirus Aid and Relief Economic Security Act of 2020, commonly known as the CARES Act, which was signed into law by Congress to support a variety of industries affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, including the public transit industry, in which we're here to talk about today. The CARES Act provided about $25 billion for public transit industry in response to the COVID-19 pandemic across the United States at that time. Out of the CARES Act formula funding that was provided across the United States, the city of Montgomery, the Montgomery urbanized area, was allocated $7.6 million for public transit recovery, relief, and economic security purposes. Of that $7.6 million, $6.5 million has been set aside for the city of Montgomery, the M public transit system, and $1 million was given to the Autauga Rural Transit System in Autauga County. The funding is 100% grant funding for projects that either have been delivered or we're in the process of actually implementing, meaning the city won't have to pay anything for those funds. The funds are basically available until we have expended. They do not lapse, so we won't lose them. The grant for this funding has been applied for through the Federal Transit Administration by myself and also my transportation planning team, which consists of Mr. Casey Lewis, who I don't know is here, and also Miss Lisa Hart, who's actually over there. Wave your hand, Lisa. The projects that we've delivered so far is as follows. We've delivered $2.6 million in operating assistance for the transit system for basic operations. That's how the drivers get paid. We buy fuel, all of those things that make the transit system basically work. As the mayor mentioned, the replacement of 5 fixed route transit buses at a total cost of $2.4 million. The replacement of disabled paratransit vehicles, in which we had 2 of those replaced at a total cost of $244,000. The purchase of 3 microtransit vehicles at a cost of $277,000. The purchase and replacement of supervisor vehicles at $100,000. Capital maintenance items at the total cost of $125,000, which are going to be things such as engines and transmissions and things of that nature. And projects that are still in the works that will be delivered later on this summer includes a bus wash system. You know, you've got to have a bus washer to actually wash these large buses, and the ones that we have in the rear has basically it's too small. It's outlived its time in existence. And also to be delivered this summer will be improvements to our West Fairview Avenue transit station, which is just about a block over right at the West Fairview Avenue and Mobile Road, and improvements to our intermodal transit facility, which is in downtown Montgomery. And this funding comes from a total investment of that coronavirus stimulus funding and our regular transit funding, totaling $6.5 million. So in closing, we're proud to see all of our new equipment purchases come to reality, so we can continue to see public transit system grow and improve and be a beacon of light that we know that it can be. A special thank you to the mayor and his administration for being fully committed to public transit and having the vision and foresight to see this through to fruition. So thank you all so much.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me. My name is Samuel Tinsley, and I am the general manager here with the M Transit. And the mayor and Robert Smith has done a wonderful job in giving the statistics and the accomplishments as well as improvements that we have. So I just want to spend just a minute or two just giving thanks to the people that makes this happen. Montgomery is the capital of Alabama, and it's important that we have a transit system that shows the epitome of what a transit system should look like, to where other cities would want to come to Montgomery and say, hey, this is how we want to operate our system. So that is what our goal is. That is what this mayoral administration and the mayor himself goal is, to have that type of system here in the city of Montgomery, because you guys deserve it. You should settle for nothing less. So in saying that, I just would like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for bringing me here to a city, wonderful and beautiful city of Montgomery, Alabama. I want to thank Mayor Reed and his administration for all the support they give to the M to continue to bring safe, reliable, and courteous service to the people of Montgomery. I also want to thank the city planning director, Mr. Robert Smith, who just spoke, and his staff for making sure that we have the proper funds and support to operate the system that we do. And I want to thank my staff, including my customer service department. I want to thank my operations and safety department led by Mr. Cody Calhoun and Miss Cynthia Jackson. And Cynthia is going to be leaving us. She's going to be retiring in another couple of weeks, so we're going to miss her. And I want to thank my maintenance and custodial department, who really makes it happen. That's led by my assistant general manager, Mr. Doug Pack. And I also want to thank all my operators for the timeless and tireless service they put in, for the dedication they have to make sure those buses get out there so they can take people to work, take people shopping, or wherever they need to do or to go, because it's a lot. They have families as well in situations, and so we want to make sure that they have the time to spend with them, and we have a lot to do here in this city. And finally, I want to thank the passengers of the M, because without you guys, we wouldn't be in existence. So at this time, I just want to say teamwork makes the dream work. And saying that, I also want to invite all of you to take a tour of our facility, our maintenance facility, and we have some snacks and goodie bags over there if you want to take with you, and just enjoy the day, enjoy with us. So I'll turn it back over to Mayor Reed, and I want to thank all of you for coming out today. God bless you all.
I'm going to be very brief. I'm not going to test my luck with the. We just want to invite Mr. Bruno Lopez up from Bird Scooters. We launched this in late February, and it has been very, very successful. And this partnership comes at no cost to the city, but it's something that we think is very important to the last mile mobility efforts that we're trying to bring about here. And there's a lot more that I could go into, but I'm going to wait and say that for a day when it's dry. So Bruno, if you want to come up and bring a few remarks, we'll do that, and then we'll close out.
Morning, folks. Thanks for bracing the weather with us. We are here excited to be celebrating the launch of the brand new shared scooter program that we're bringing to Montgomery. We'd like to thank the mayor, Mayor Reed, his administration, the council for having the foresight and embracing alternative forms of transportation. We think that Bird's mission of bringing cleaner, equitable, safe, last mile, first mile transportation solutions aligns very much with the mission of the city, and we look forward to servicing the entire community. To date, the program has seen over 9,500 rides with over 3,400 unique riders that have traveled over 15,000 miles, keeping 2 metric tons of carbon from entering the atmosphere. So that's something to be celebrated, and we look forward to expanding that further. So again, to the council, to the mayor, thank you for embracing alternative forms of transportation, and we look forward to continuing to be good stewards of the community and great partners to the city of Montgomery. Thanks so much.
All right, with that said, if there's any Q&A, we'd like to do those one-on-one inside. We want to make sure everybody gets out of the weather before it becomes an issue, and you can take a look at the vehicles on your way in. But thank you so much for coming out. Thanks to all the community leaders who are here. Thanks to our pastors and members of the clergy that are here and been leading these efforts for many, many years. We're grateful again to the entire team at the M, those who make these vehicles go and keep us on time and keep us going. Thank you so much to everybody the advocates for what you do as well. So have a great day, stay dry, and stay safe. Thank you.